Hello everyone, Mike here with you once again, and it's that time. This is my retrospective on the Xbox 360. Let's take a look at it real fast. See it here, let's go down. And there it is. The last day, the Xbox 360 will be a current gen console. Now let's go back to me. Well, the Xbox 360, I already had my PS3 for a few months. But finding out about inferior multiplats was a huge shock to me because I wasn't aware of it. It wasn't as widely reported as the Red Ring of Death. But I had discovered through Skyrim and other games, and the last straw being Mass Effect 3. I was like, that's it. I got to get a 360. Plus, I wanted to play the original Mass Effect and play the trilogy from the beginning all the way to the end because I had Mass Effect 2 for the PS3, and I loved it so much I didn't want to stop. So, I got an Xbox, so what I did was I sold all my music equipment, my DJ lights, my CD DJs, my keyboard. I had a vocoder, had a Korg vocoder keyboard. You've seen those around. My MIDI keyboard player, even my Native Instruments audio card box that I plugged into my laptop. Audio controller, that's what it was. Sold all that for $200 and bought a Xbox 360. I got the 4GB Slim, and then for adoption day, I got the hard drive for it. And once that happened, I started playing. And yeah, and I'm gonna share with you guys my memories of the Xbox 360. My favorite memory, I got several memories before I get to my favorite. Number one was I remember when I got Xbox Live Gold for my birthday last year, and all of a sudden, because I was playing with my friend and his kid. We were playing Gears of War 3. And it made the PS3 really feel lonely. That's what Xbox Live Gold did. Once I got a gold membership, it just suddenly, the PS3 suddenly felt lonely to me. And as it turns out, my friends who play on Xbox, they've all added me. But very few people, only like 3 people have added me on PlayStation 3. Now I have other friends who play PlayStation 3, but they don't add me on that console. Apparently they like to play by themselves and they play the PlayStation 3. But on Xbox 360, nearly everyone has added me. So, yeah. But my favorite memory, my all-time favorite memory would have to be when I went to my friend's house and I spent the night there. He took he already had a TV in his living room, but he brought his bedroom TV out, and we had 2 televisions next to each other, and we played Halo 4. It was me, my friend, his girlfriend, at his house, playing against his friend and his girlfriend's girlfriend at their house, and we were playing Halo 4, and it was a lot of fun. It was just awesome. It's definitely my favorite Xbox 360 moment for me. But he's a big Xbox person. And so it's cool that, you know, I'm able to like bring my games over, because I did that several times. I brought my games over to his house, brought my controller. We played some multiplayer, and because I don't really play multiplayer games by myself, but when you play with friends, it is fun. That's the only reason I even have military shooters, to be honest. So yeah. The multiplat, you don't have to worry about whether the problem with the multiplats on PlayStation 3 was you had to wonder about whether or not they were good on that platform, because sometimes 5-star AAA games were badly ported to PlayStation 3. Even if the Xbox 360 version of a game is slightly inferior to the PlayStation 3 version, which was rare, you never had to worry about that version sucking. So multiplats it was just simpler to just get them on Xbox. You don't have to worry about doing any research. You just get it on the Xbox if you have that as an option. Yeah, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with my 360. I had a lot of fun with my 360 and my PlayStation 3. Now let's talk about some of my gripes I had with the system. And basically, it's obviously having to pay to play online. You know, it used to make sense back in the day, but Steam has proven that you don't have to do that. So it's a shame that The downside of Xbox Live being more successful than PlayStation Network is that now PlayStation Network is following the Xbox model because of the success of Xbox Live. If it had been the other way around, Xbox would probably not be charging for multiplayer for Xbox One now. But let's see, what else was there? I don't like that. I wish that I could leave my controller on for certain games. Like if I want to listen to Grand Theft Auto Radio, I don't like having to keep touching the controller to make sure it doesn't turn off, because if it turns off, my game stops playing. And I also don't like the D-pad, but these are minor gripes. I mean, and of course the Red Ring of Death was terrible. It scared me away from Xbox for so long. But that's been long dead history for a long time. Also, one thing I really liked about the 360 was that you could choose whether to install your game or to play it from the disc. So if you had limited hard drive space, you were able to be more selective about which games you wanted to install and which one you didn't. Now my criteria was when I played a game for many, many hours, I would install it most of the time. But if it's a game that I just pick up, play for a little bit, and put away, there's no reason to fill up my hard drive with games like that. Some of my favorite games for Xbox 360, my all-time favorite is definitely the Mass Effect trilogy. Also loved BioShock, and the game that I probably spent the most time on was Skyrim, because just getting lost in that world is it's great leisure gaming for me. I prefer fighters on the PlayStation because of the D-pad. That's why, and sports games on the PlayStation because of what I said about the controller, but about the timer on the controller, because I like to just watch the games and not actually play them, the sports games. But for the most part, I can't really say that much negative about the 360 now that they fixed the Red Ring issues. It's a phenomenal console, and I also love sleeper mode, which isn't working for me right anymore. But when it did, I could literally, start a download and go out and do something for hours and hours and hours, and come back and just wait for the orange light to come on the brick, and my download will be done. I can't do that with PlayStation. With PlayStation, I have to leave it on. Now, I could walk away and turn off my controller, but I would have to leave my TV and my console on. But with the 360, I could just have it in sleeper mode, and which was very useful for someone with slow internet. But so let's see what else. Another thing that I didn't really like about the 360 was that once Don Matrick took over, the exclusives dropped because he started to tried to make the Xbox 360 a more family-friendly console, and did this whole Kinect thing with the motion game, which is why a lot of people don't care for the Kinect for the time being, because of how it was marketed this gen. So yeah, that was not a good move. The Xbox lost way too many great exclusives, and it kind of took away from its identity for a bit, So yeah, it's when you're choosing a console, you really wanted to get both, simply not because there were great exclusives on both, but because you wanted to get the better multiplats and the great exclusives, which are on two different consoles. Let's see. What else do I have to say about Xbox 360? That's about it. I don't really have anything else to say about the console. I would say this. Okay, I do have to make another point. The thing about the 360 is I consider that the 7th generation's multi-platform. I would say multi-platform, but the multi-platforms are better. I would consider the Xbox 360 the multiplayer console. Whereas PS3 is great for single-player experiences, and in the PlayStation 3, I think it's the most mature of this console generation, of the 7th generation. I consider the Xbox 360 the console you want to play with your friends with. The Xbox 360 is the console you want to go to when you want to play some multiplayer with your buddies, or you want to play competitively with other people. It is the more interactive console, and definitely the most. I can't put a word to this, but the most social. I can't say the word social because people think of social, they think of like mobile gaming and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, when I mean social, I mean playing with your friends and being social, talking to other people, interacting with other people. If that's your type of gaming experience, the Xbox 360 was your console. It was the console for gamers who like to game with their friends. And that, I think, helps solidify the Xbox 360 as the winner of the 7th console generation in the States. And in certain other markets as well. Not every market, but definitely in the States, the Xbox 360 won this console generation. It was first out of the gate. The multiplats were better on it because it was easier to develop for. And it had the market share and the install base. And the online is simply better than PlayStation Network's was. You know, it was a better online experience. That's why online. That's what defines the Xbox brand. It's what defined the Xbox 360. Why it works. Why it is the multiplayer console. Why it's the console to play with friends. It was a great, and it's still a great console. And I am going to miss it and the PlayStation 3 very, very much. Now, I guess that's pretty much all I got to say about my thoughts and recollections on Xbox 360. That's pretty much all I got to say. So I'll talk to you guys next time, and hopefully you will enjoy whoever's picking up an Xbox One. Let me know if you have any issues with it. Same thing if you have a PlayStation 4. And let me know what you think about each console. Which one do you prefer? Blah blah blah, and all that sort of stuff. It's been a great generation, but it's been a long one, and we are ready for a new one. So, rest in peace, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So, Xbox One launches tonight. Hopefully, it will not have any issues. I'm pretty sure it'll have some launch issues, but hopefully it won't be like, anything involving lights. Anyways, that's all I gotta say, and I'm running out of things to say, and I'm just wasting time now. So goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you next time.